Hello guys, I hope that everyone are doing good. I welcome you all to the E-class of Science at Kadaria. What do you see in this picture? Some n number of beads connected with each other. It's none other than compounds. So before we enter into the topic, let's have a quick look of about the classification of matter. Matter is classified into pure substance and mixture. Pure substance is further classified into element and compound. Mixture is further classified into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So into the topic, we see or we use many compounds in our daily life. For example, salt, soap bars, medicines, toothpaste and so on. So these are some of the compounds we use in our daily life. So compounds in chemistry. What is a compound? Two or more different elements joined together. So compound is nothing but two or more different elements joined together. All compounds are molecules. Example, the well-known water molecule. The chemical formula for water is H2O. So in this, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen is combined to form a compound. So the same wise carbon dioxide and then hydrogen peroxide. So these are the compounds. When two or more different elements combine, they form a compound. The smallest unit of a compound is a molecule. For example, when the elements sodium with the symbol Na and chlorine with the symbol Cl combine, they form the compound NaCl, which is nothing but the common salt. So if we take a sodium metal acetate, it is very dangerous. And even the chlorine gas, which is in greenish color, is also very dangerous. But when we combine these two elements, we get a common product called a common salt, which we use as a table salt in our daily life. So these are some of the common chemical compounds: water, carbon dioxide, ammonia, hydrogen peroxide. So examples of compounds are, the first example, ammonium chloride. So ammonium and chloride, these two elements combine, that is ammonia and chlorine. Ammonia and chlorine combine to form a compound called ammonium chloride, which is used in the dry batteries. And the next is sugar compound. So here in this sugar compound, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is used. So sugar is nothing but the glucose. So it is present in every items of food. And next, as we have seen, a table salt and then water. So these are some of the examples of compounds which we use in our daily life. Eventually, let's have a look about the properties of compounds. Each compound can be identified by its physical and chemical properties. So when we compare compounds versus elements, a compound has properties that differ from those of the elements that form it. So a compound need not to be alike of an element. It can differ from an element. Whatever the properties an element consists of, it is not necessary that a compound should consist. So it is different from an element. For example, sodium. Sodium is soft, shiny and very reactive. And chlorine is a poisonous gas, yellow gas, very reactive. So if we take these sodium or chlorine in a separate manner, it leads to a dangerous way. But when we combine these two elements, it gives sodium chloride, that is white solid which dissolves in water and it is safe to eat. So these are some of the properties of compounds versus elements. So breaking down of compounds. Compounds can be broken down into their elements or into simpler compounds by chemical changes. So a compound cannot be broken down by any physical means. We cannot separate a table salt as of sodium and chlorine again. So we cannot separate it by any physical means, but it can be separated only by the chemical means, that is by chemical reactions. So some of the methods of breaking down compounds. Energy is needed for a chemical change to occur. So an energy is needed, not a physical energy. A chemical energy is needed for the breaking down of compounds. The two ways of energy are applying heat and applying an electric current. So the compound can be broken down into elements or simpler compounds by the chemical changes. So what is the difference between an element and a compound? The main three differences are elements. Elements consist of only one kind of atoms. So it consists of only one kind of atoms, whereas the compounds have more than one kind of atoms. We cannot divide element into two or more simpler substances by physical or chemical means, but we can divide compound into elements by chemical means. As we have discussed, compounds can be divided only by the chemical means. There are only 118 types of elements known to mankind. There is no upper limit on the type of compounds that can be formed. So compounds are formed by the combination of one or more elements. So n number of compounds are present, whereas elements, only 118 types of elements are known to mankind. So compounds in your world, that is compounds in nature: proteins, carbon dioxide, carbohydrates, and then compounds in industry. Some compounds must be broken down for use in industry: medicines, food preservatives, synthetic fabrics. So these are some of the compounds. That is, compounds are nothing but it is a combination of one or two elements joined together. So these are some of the compounds which we experience or which we go through our daily life. Thank you for watching.